Okay, recording now. Okay, now we are going to continue with the SMA. So yesterday we stopped at BCPA, Building Common Property Act 2007. Now from yesterday's lecture we can see that BCPA has some limitations, some weaknesses that has to be rectified. So in 2013, they enacted the Strata Management Act, SMA Act 757, okay, but then it says that on 1st June 2015, I mentioned yesterday that the SMA, the SMA or Act 757, he was had some teething problems in the beginning. Then until the regulators had to delay the coming into force of SMA. So it was only brought into force 2 years after the enactment. Faham kan? Enactment tu maknanya the Agong has, the King has passed the legislation, but then it came into force. It was effective starting from 1st of June 2015. Now, before this is wrong. It's not STA, SMA. Before SMA, okay, STA was only enforced in Peninsular Malaysia, but SMA extends the application of STA to the Federal Territory of Labuan. So the scope is larger. It goes to the Federal Territory of Labuan at that time. Sabah Sarawak, no, still no. Sabah Sarawak have their own strata legislation. Then SMA carved out all the provisions regarding management of subdivided building under STA and placed it purely under the governance of SMA 2013. Now, on Spectrum, okay, today I have uploaded, you can see there the latest version of STA 2017, whereby you can see part 7, if I'm not mistaken. Part 7 is not there anymore. They are taken out, has been taken out, carved out means taken out and put in another piece of legislation. So in this case, it was taken out and put under SMA. And also due to that, due to the carving out of some of the provisions to make STA to flow well again. Okay, some of the provisions in STA has to be amended as well. Okay, so that's why there is Act A 1450, if I'm not mistaken. I also uploaded that, whereby all the amendments related to the SMA was reflected in the STA via the new legislation 14A 1450 STA, nama dia STA, Strata Titles Amendment Act 2013. Tapi it must be read together with STA. Okay, I hope you understand. Now, implementation of SMA is complemented by Strata Management, Maintenance and Management Regulations 2015. Duly came into force 2nd of June, the next day after the SMA came into force. Now, as we understand, as we know already, regulations details out the provisions under ACTA, under Act. Okay, next slide. So what is the jurisdiction of SMA? Now it adds jurisdiction over issues of management and dispute resolution of strata schemes. Before, there's none of this. Under BCPA ada sikit saja, but it's been detailed out, or it's been laid out in more detail under SMA, whereby now we have this one for dispute resolution of strata titles. This one you have now the Strata Management Tribunal, SMP. So later on, okay, once we come to Housing Development Act, okay, we are going to learn that there's another tribunal, which is the Home Buyers Tribunal Malaysia. So this one is Home Buyers, Tribunal Malaysia. So this one is one by one coming in. Okay, so this under SMA, the tribunal that was created was the Strata Management Tribunal. So the tribunal is a quasi court, maknanya half court saja. The power is like a court but not a full court, whereby an adjudicator, ada seorang, ada officer sits in front and acts like a judge, but he's not a judge, he's just an adjudicator lah. Adjudicate means hear and putuskan and decide and on the dispute that is being heard at the tribunal. That's the difference. We will learn about this in 2 more weeks' time, I think, the SMT. So with the SMT, the strata board under STA was officially abolished. Now, strata board was problematic before because even though strata board was provided under STA, only certain states in Malaysia established their strata boards. States like Terengganu, they don't have because there's no, or there's a little number of strata schemes in those states, so they don't bother to establish proper strata board. So if there's any disputes regarding strata matters in those states, ada problem lah. They had to go to the court because of the fact that some states did not establish strata boards. But under the SMT is under the federal government. KPKT is under the Ministry of Housing and Local Government. The ministry on their own initiative or as allowed under the SMA, they have SMTs, if I'm mistaken, is it one or ada cawangan lah. So all cases or all strata cases in Malaysia can be heard at the tribunal. So it is not restricted to states, not like the strata board before. Okay, next one. Okay, definitions of important terms. Some definitions under SMA can be found also under STA, but most of the definitions under SMA are more refined or more detailed, and most of the definitions relate to the management and maintenance of parcels under strata schemes or strata developments. Now, important ones under section 2 of SMA, the first one is parcel. So if you can see here, under STA, it's not like this. It's not divided into intended for subdivision and already subdivided. So SMA further subdivided the definition of parcel into 4 categories. Okay. The first two, A and B, are for intended, building intended for subdivision, land intended for subdivision. And C and D are already subdivided building. So A is for the definition of parcel in relation to building intended for subdivision, means one of the individual units comprised therein. Maknanya parcel inside the intended, the building intended for subdivision lah. Okay. So B in relation to land, okay, a land intended for subdivision. Parcel means one of the individual units of land parcels which is to be held under separate strata title. Land pun boleh held under strata title. I already mentioned to you, right? I think even in the first time that we discussed about strata titles in Malaysia, whereby parcels for open parking, for instance, can within a strata scheme can be issued with strata title instead of land title. Okay, now for A and B, these are for provisional blocks for what do you call it, for phase developments, pembangunan berfasa phase development. So A and B have not been constructed yet ataupun tak wujud lagi. So C and D, okay, C in relation to a subdivided building means one of the individual units comprised therein, means for an existing building, parcel yang di dalam bangunan itu, ada parcel inside of the building, units is within the building, except for accessory parcel. Itulah, accessory parcel is not parcel, accessory parcel is accessory parcel lah. Okay, so in relation to subdivided building, okay, subdivided land means one of the individual units of land parcel. So means kalau sudah ada bangunan itu sudah wujud, if the strata development is already existing, it means one of the individual units of land parcels already held under separate strata title. So these two are provisional, these two are existing, sudah wujud. Okay. Allocated share units, we have learned about this, right, in segment 4, segment 3, I think 3 or 4, 3. allocated share units. The share units assigned to each parcel intended for subdivision by the developer's licensed land surveyor, or where they have not been so assigned, the share units assigned under section 8. Who who proposed the share units? Developer. Developer yang propose. Melalui siapa? Melalui dia punya licensed land surveyor. But developer lah kan. Like I said before, developer will prepare the SIFUs kan. Siapa tolong prepare? Who prepares the SIFUs? The land surveyor. But the land surveyor works under the developer. So developer will make the appointment for building subdivision together with the SIFUs lah, CJL formula unit share tu. Okay, right. Okay, common property. Common property in relation to existing or proposed subdivided building or land means so much of the lot or development area not comprised in any parcel, including accessory parcel or any provisional block. So anything not parcel is considered common property, not contained in any parcel or any provisional block. It's considered common property, used or capable of being used or enjoyed by occupiers of 2 or more parcels or proposed parcels. So nama pun common. Common means jointly used, digunakan bersama. Bersama means mesti more than one owner that capable of being used by 2 or more parcel owners or proposed parcels just now. Common property parcels, apa lagi? Common property parcels, accessory parcel. After this lecture, I'm going to do a WhatsApp mini lectures. I will show you a picture and then I will explain in a voice recording what it slide or what each picture means to clarify. I have realized that I haven't showed you any photos besides the one photo. Remember the strata scheme tu, yang ada swimming pool. Besides that, I haven't explained. I haven't shown you in more detail apa common property, what is property. So some may be confused. Accessory parcel tu apa I have been mentioning, aircon ledge kan. Some of you may not be able to imagine. So after this, I'm going to do a session in WhatsApp. Because we are going to, those who came in late, I'm going to stop at slide number 26 nanti for this one. So we have time today, ample time I think, okay, to discuss that. Okay, limited common property. Such part of common property is a lot that is designated in a comprehensive resolution for the exclusive benefit of 2 or more, but not all parcels. Now, the difference between limited common property and common property is limited common property is a designated common property to be used by certain users only. So means from the whole of the common property. I say that common property involves lifts kan, lifts, corridors. So it means if a certain user is in a mixed strata development. Okay, you have retail, you have residential, you have office, and so on. Okay, say you have 3 types lah: office, residential, retail. Okay, residential, retail, and say you decide that the residential lift can only be used for residential users. The office cannot restrict because you have visitors. Retail also cannot restrict because you tend to have a lot of visitors kan, businesses. But for residential, for security purposes, maybe they want to use elite card, smart cards to enable residents to use the to use the lifts, or for visitors maybe they register and then security will let them in, or the owner can let them in, or whatever scheme lah, but they want to restrict the usage. Now the lift inside the residential punya block can be declared limited common property because it's being used by 2 or more users of the residential punya block. Okay, and must be designated. Cara dia macam mana? How do you declare? Macam mana you declare tu? It's designated. Designated designated. What's the word? Designated in a comprehensive. Identified. Senang. Identified di dalam satu resolusi komprehensif ni. We haven't learned this yet. One slide down, I will show you some definitions of resolutions in general meetings of strata schemes. But it must be a comprehensive resolution. Ada 3 types of resolutions. Yesterday I misspoke. I said 7 kan, ada 3 types of resolutions. One slide down, I will show you the types of resolutions. Tetapi if you want to create limited common property, the limited common property must be agreed, mesti dipersetujui dalam satu comprehensive resolution. Okay. Then another requirement for limited common property besides designation, just now special designation being used for exclusive use for 2 or more parcels, is certificate has been issued by the director of PTG, certificate of limited common property, certifying that the subsidiary management corporation has been constituted under section 17A sub 5. So if you have a limited common property, you must have a separate management corporation to look after it. We haven't learned this yet. The sub MC tu haven't learned. So far, okay, we learned that for common properties, it's the responsibility of MC, kan, management corporation. Okay, but once in a mixed development setting, okay, whereby you have identified the different common properties you designate as limited common property, say lift lah. Lift ini untuk this particular user, lift ini untuk particular user. So you have limited common property for this user, limited common property for this user. You must have separate management corporation sub yang di bawah daripada management corporation besar tu, you must have the subsidiary management corporations to look after this lift, to look after this lift. So if the management corporation designated to limited common properties, there must be 2 sub MCs to look after. So it depends on the users on the mixed strata development. Normally, for each user, you have 1 sub-MC. Not normally. The sub-MC is very rare in Malaysia. So there's only 1 in existence, 1 in Penang, which the status is not known, whether the director PTG approve or not, the sub-MC in Penang too. But in Mont Kiara, that is the first sub-MC. And I think I have uploaded an article on the sub-MC. I intend to discuss the sub-MC in more detail, but not in the lecture, maybe in a mini lecture in a WhatsApp or something like that. Or even recorded voice over slides tu. Macam Mobizen kan, the one that in segment 2. Okay, limited common property. So where can we find limited common properties? As I mentioned, in mixed strata developments. If there's a single user, it's not worth it to have limited common properties, because you must create sub MCs, which can take time and also costly. For Mont Kiara, I think they budgeted about 200,000 to create a sub MC. That's a lot of money, kan? Now, 1 or more sub MC can be created by the MC. Again, who created? There must be mak dulu. There must be a parent first, kan? There must be an MC first. The MC, MC which comprise of all the parcel owners. Then they meet. Dia buat satu meeting, EGM, and then they decide, okay, setuju ke tak setuju, agree or not to create the sub MC. So that gets the ball rolling. So after the MC has decided, if everything is in order, they apply, approve, then only you create sub-MC. Okay. Now, 1 or more sub-MC can be created by MC. So the difference, the main difference between SMA, BCPA, and also STA is SMA allows for sub-MC. That's the biggest. That's one of the biggest improvements. One just now was the Strata Management Tribunal. Second is the creation of sub MC is allowed. Under Fazliana ada problem, I think, with her internet, but it's okay. So next, I hope you are clear now. There's a difference between common property, which all users enjoy, and limited common property which only certain users enjoy. But again, there are conditions to be fulfilled before you can declare certain common property as limited common property. Okay. Ni resolutions. You can find here 1, 2, 3 kan. 3 resolutions. Actually, it's 4. The fourth one is normal resolution. It's normal, so I don't put it here, but I will mention what is normal resolution. Special resolution. So resolutions are ketetapan lah. It's not apa nama tu, solusi. The correct definition of resolution is ketetapan. How do you tetap? How do you come to a resolution? You must have a meeting first kan. So in the meeting, okay, all the quorums of the meeting will reach resolutions, and there are 4 types of resolutions. The first one is special resolution. Apa tu? What is it? Special resolution is a resolution which is passed at a general meeting of which at least 21-day notice dah diberikan, 21-day notice given, specifying the proposed resolution has been given and carried by a majority of not less than 3/4 of the valid votes cast either by a show of hands or poll. So in this particular case, okay, for the quorum, mesti cukup quorum. First of all, mesti cukup quorum. Then, okay, for those proprietors or proxies of the proprietors who are present in the meeting, okay, they vote on the resolution. Dia akan vote on the cadangan tu lah. First of all, you propose, then the proposal will be voted. If the proposal is accepted via vote or poll, then the proposal becomes a resolution. Okay, cadangan akan jadi ketetapan. Normal, it's normal in any meetings. Okay, so in this case, special resolution, cadangan tu, okay, sorry, the general meeting, okay, must be called, must be given 21-day notice to hold the general meeting. At the meeting, they will have a show of hands, voting tu, show of hands ataupun poll tu, tanda-tanda kertas lah, like your undi tu, like your voting tu, okay, and not less than 3/4. Majority of not less than 3/4 must agree on the proposal. Then only it will be passed as a special resolution. So itu syarat dia. Next slide, I will show you the number of days notice required untuk adakan to hold the meeting, and also this one, the requirement of the voting tu. How many percent or how much of the how many of the apa nama tu people who are present to voting on that day. Second type of resolution is comprehensive resolution. Special resolution, comprehensive resolution. Comprehensive resolution is a resolution which is considered at a general meeting of the MC, of which 30-day notice has been given specifying the proposed resolution has been given. Okay, see, there's a difference in the number of the notice. The longer the time, the notice period means the more important the proposal is, or the topic is, the proposed topic is. So that's why you have to give longer period to allow more people to come in, because there are some conditions that must be fulfilled before a vote can be considered valid. I will show you 2 slides down what are the requirements. Okay, so 30-day notice, and how many, what's the percentage to how many, berapa orang. At the end, ada syarat juga. For comprehensive resolution, they give after the meeting, they give a period of 60 days for people to vote. To poll. Poll maknanya melalui tanda tu lah, bukan kat tangan, vote, to poll. Okay. Poll, okay, 60 days will be given, okay, whereby valid votes of 2/3 of the aggregate share units. So it's not by the people who are present at the meeting, but okay, valid votes of 2/3 of the aggregate share units. You might the apa nama tu, management has to figure out what is the total aggregate share. Normally it's there lah kan, ada for in the certified strata plan, there is a total number of aggregate share. 2/3 of the aggregate share must agree. Then only the resolution can be passed. The proposal can be passed, and then it becomes a resolution. Unanimous. Now, unanimous, if we translate that into Malay, sebulat suara. Everybody agrees. So, reflecting the name, reflecting the term unanimous resolution, it is a resolution which is passed at a general meeting of which at least 21-day notice specifying the proposed resolution has been given and carried by every valid vote cast either by show of hands or poll. So everybody in the meeting must agree, 100% lah, must agree. Okay, then only you come to a unanimous resolution. Normal resolution is normal one, 50% saja, majority, simple majority. The one that is not here, kan? Show you down. One slide down. What is normal resolution? Ini 50%. The one that is missing in this slide. Okay. So this slide summarizes the type of resolution, what agenda ataupun what are the proposed resolutions that can be brought under that particular type of resolution, the minimum votes to be attained to pass the resolution, and also the minimum days of notice. Normal is the lowest number of notice, which is 14, 2 weeks only. Okay, unanimous as special. You must give 21-day notice, but for comprehensive 1 month notice, 30-day notice, because of the importance of this, the agenda. So if we can see one by one, okay, the type of resolution. For special resolution, I said before, resolution is ketetapan, kan? Okay, resolution, special resolution, the agenda that can be proposed under special resolution is to make bylaws untuk everybody, untuk kawal behavior of to control the behaviors of the proprietors of the parcels. You need bylaws. So the agenda to add more bylaws, to amend bylaws, and also to take insurance other than damage policy. This one, damage policy tu mesti, so insurance other than that. In Singapore, in Malaysia, no, in Singapore there's an insurance, okay, for windows, because sometimes the windows, okay, because of rust, because of hujan panas kan, the rusting of the hinges, sometimes the windows can fall off. Teruk tak? They can fall off, then can cause damage lah. Cause damage ke, can cause injury ke, kan? So the owner can be sued, kan? So to cover himself, to cover themselves, the proprietors can take window, dipanggil window insurance lah. So untuk wajibkan to make it compulsory for all, for instance lah, for all proprietors to take window insurance, they can bring a special resolution. It's a good idea, kan, to have that, because you don't know when accidents can happen. Okay, we go one by one, resolution by resolution. Minimum votes, 3/4 or 75% from total voting by show of hands. So this one is by whoever, by the quorum, 75% or 3/4 of the quorum who were there on that day. Must agree, then only the special resolution proposal is passed. Comprehensive resolution, the big one, the big gun ni, the comprehensive resolution, the agenda under comprehensive resolution to establish sub-MC just now, because sub-MC is so important. All of the, not all, meticulous punya process must be carried out to ensure that the owners understand the implications. Implications, because basically once you create a sub-MC, the management corporation has to subsidize some costs lah, actually. Some costs, for instance, the maintenance of the common property, the compound, kalau katakan jalan berlubang nak turap ke apa, kan, sub-MC may enjoy lower charges compared to the proprietors under sub-MC may have to pay lower compared to the proprietors under MC yang tak ada sub-MC, the general ones. Okay. So it's so important that you must have a comprehensive resolution to make sure that all the owners understand that they are going to establish a sub-MC. Okay. The second one, to determine just now what's the word I use, to designate, to identify the limited common property, to agree on what is the common property for that particular sub-MC. Contoh, lift. This lift belongs to this lift will be under the sub-MC, or the corridor or whatever leading to that particular block belongs to the sub-MC, something like that. And we have to designate the boundaries too, the boundaries and also the common property. Now, comprehensive resolution, how do you vote? You vote by poll, poll only, tanda kertas, not angkat tangan. Poll only. After poll, period of 60 days after the meeting, you must attain 2/3 of the total votes. Tu syarat dia. Unanimous resolution. Unanimous resolution, sebulat suara. This one, sorry. Which one is bigger? I don't know. I think both can be big as well. But anyway, unanimous 100% from total voting. I think this one is lagi susah. Poll. Okay. Because it's based on the aggregate share. It's not based on whoever is in the meeting. So in that case, you have to chase. If there are proprietors who are not cooperative, they feel this apathy, maknanya tak bertanggungjawab kan, rasa macam apathy, macam tak kisah, like that. Kisah apathy tu. This apathy meaning that they don't want to get involved with meetings and things like that. They don't come to meetings. Okay. These people to get the 2/3 of to get the consent is quite hard because one is their attitude. So you have to make calls after call, and then some of the proprietors do not live in Malaysia. So you have to chase them through emails, to registered letters or whatever to get this number, to get this 2/3 of the total votes as per the aggregate share, not as per whoever was present at the general meeting. Okay. Unanimous, I said just now, 100% from total voting by show of hands during the meeting itself. For what agenda for these things? To acquire land. The management corporation may decide to acquire the neighboring land, maybe kan, to extend the compound, for instance. Who is not meeting though? I can hear some. Wait. Somebody is making tanah rupanya. Anyway, tanah dan tanah. Anyway, macam mana tadi? What did I do? Okay. Anyway, you are blocking my view now. Tanah. How? Wait. Slide. Alamak. Slide problem. Slide technical. Okay. Anyway, alamak dia dah tutup. Okay, how now? Small active speaker video. Now, Fatana, can you mute? Boleh mute tak? You punya apa nama tu video? Mute please. Okay. Okay, I have to mute. Okay, cannot also. If not, you cannot see me. How? No. Alamak. Wait. Technical difficulty ni. Wait. I want to block everything. Okay, this is good. Okay, anyway, go back to our lecture. Now, unanimous resolution. Unanimous means 100%. Ketetapan sebulat suara, 100% from total voting. So this one means whoever is the proprietors who are present at the general meeting, they have to agree 100%, everybody. For what kind of agenda? To acquire land. For the MC, the proprietors feel that they need more space, so they acquire next land, or there's an investment opportunity. Why not? So MC will propose, the management committee will propose to acquire the land, and then all the management corporate, all the proprietors will vote. Agree or not? Must be agreed for the unanimous resolution to be achieved. To grant easement, to accept easement. Now, easement goes back to your National Land Code. What are easements? Easements means a special right that you grant to another proprietor to use your land. That is positive easement lah. Easement is a special right granted to somebody to use your land. Betul lah. So maybe you grant somebody the right to use your land, or you what do you call it? You apply to somebody else to use their land. In this case, to grant easement means to let other people use your common property, which is your land. This one. So must have unanimous resolution. What kind of easements are we talking about? What kind of rights? Maybe apa nama tu? Pipes. They say this is your land. Say this is the the adjoining land. The lands must be adjoining, kan? You remember, recall back your lecture from National Land Code. So this is your land. Sorry, this is the land of the strata scheme. This is your neighbouring land. Katakan ini jalan. Jalan. So the neighbouring land wants to develop. So they need to lay their pipes, which can be or any cables lah, from which may come from the main road. So in order for the cable or the pipe to come to the neighbouring land, it must pass through your land, kan? So how to get the rights for the pipes or the cable to go through your land? This one, through easement. So kalau katakan there's an application by your neighbouring land for an easement to be granted, then the easement must be passed through unanimous resolution. All the owners at the general meeting must agree. Normal resolution is on other matters. Okay, this one is things like to appoint contractors ataupun what else, to pass the budget, or what else, whether to apa lagi contoh dia, to organize certain activities in the strata scheme. So this one half from total voting. So 50% from the attendees at the meeting. Okay. Okay, next is, okay, periods under SMA. Now, periods under SMA. SMA is concerned about the issuance of strata titles. Okay, as we said before, everything has been more simplified under SMA. Okay, the starting point is the issuance of strata title, the before strata title, after strata title. Once the book of the book of register for the strata title is open, meaning the strata titles have been issued, the MC comes into existence. This is the point when the MC is born, kan? So meaning is before the strata title, after strata title, or in other words, before the MC, after the MC exists. Okay. Now, so before the existence of MC, this is before the strata titles have been issued, comes under part 4. After the existence of MC, this is after the issue, the opening of the book of strata register at the PTG, it comes under part 5. Okay, so before MC, the management is by developer and by JMB. Like yesterday, like what we understand yesterday. But after the MC comes into existence, after the strata titles have been issued, okay, part 5 outlines, or part 5 discusses about management after the first AGM of the MC by the MC, the normal management, and also the second one, the management of the limited common property by the sub-MC. So this is the addition. So this is the additional management, okay, which is introduced under SMA. Before this one is like what we learned yesterday. Okay, before MC you have GMB, you have the developer, you have JMB. Okay, after when the MC comes into existence, you have the MC management period. But then again, after the SMA, you also have the sub-MC, the subsidiary MC. Okay, this is the new concept introduced by Strata Management Act. This one is not in your course book. But this one I have uploaded this the whole set of slides I have uploaded on on Spectrum. Okay, I hope this makes things easy for you because I understand. I hope you understand as well. Okay, now looks very messy, very complicated, but not really. Just bear with me and stay with me. Siapa yang mengantuk pergi basuh muka. Okay, now. So you have here 2 periods, like this one lah, before existence MC, after existence of MC, right? Okay. Okay. So you have before, after. So the turning point ataupun the point at which MC exists tu is the opening of the book of strata register. Ini dia punya condition tu untuk MC wujud. Okay. So, for the existence of the MC, you need to open the book of register. Who opens? PTG. Okay. Now, this is the period before the existence of the MC. This is the period after the existence of MC. Now, you can see here, before MC, you have the management period by the developer. Same case kan, like yesterday that like we discussed, but it's represented by diagram form. Okay. By the way, so lupa pula. Okay. 2 types of management. Okay, the first type of management is for existing stratified development areas and projects with the approved DOs before 1st January 2015. Okay, this one is for are there any projects? Are there any projects with DOs approved before 2015? Now it's already 2020 kan, 5 years. God, this is for some phase developments yang berfasa tu on first or before 1st June 2015 they receive their development order. So they do in phases, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. So it means there are still some projects, some strata projects with approved DOs before 1st of June 2015. So for these projects, okay, they fall under this diagram or this system. But for any projects, for all projects with approved DOs after 1st June 2015, what is the date? This is the date when SMA comes into force kan. So projects with approved DOs after 1st of June 2015, they have a very simple strata management system. Okay, so we go to the complicated one first, the older projects too. The projects with approved DOs before 1st June 2015, before SMA. Okay, like I said, there are developments approved before SMA that are done in phases berfasa. So maybe now they are in their 3rd phase or 4th phase or 5th phase. Maknanya they are only in the they are still doing their construction. So these particular projects are using this particular system of management. Okay. The main difference is the orange part ni. See here the orange part. So for older developments, they have JMB. For now, the newer ones after SMA, they don't have JMB. I will tell you the reason after this. Okay. Now, so for the older projects, okay, older projects, they are still under construction tu. Yang sekarang ni ada construction, yang still haven't had their management yet. Okay. Before the strata book, strata register is open at PTG, okay, there is a management period by the developer, okay, whereby during the management period by the developer, okay, it starts with the vacant possession being delivered to the proprietors, okay, vacant possession. Then, okay, within 12 months of the first vacant possession tu is a process kan, whereby the buyers will come to the developer's office, they will collect the keys, they will sign all the required documents kan. Okay, so when the first delivery of the vacant possession is made, within 12 months, the first AGM, FAGM stands for First Annual General Meeting. Okay, yesterday somebody rasa macam too short, dia kata kan, kenapa AGM tu terus dia nak dissolve JMB. No. There are a lot of AGMs here. Now I'm talking about the first AGM of the JMB, joint kan. So means within the 12 months of the first vacant possession, the first AGM must be held. Okay, who will call for the meeting? The developer will call for the meeting. Mereka akan edarkan the surat panggilan mesyuarat tu, the letters calling for the meeting will be done by the developer. Okay, JMB means both the developer and those who have received the buyers. The buyers will attend the FAGM, the first AGM. Okay. Then what will happen during the first AGM? The JMC will be appointed, the Joint Management Committee. The 5 to 7 people from purchasers and also the developers punya representatives, so they will be identified, they will be elected, appointed as JMCs. Okay, during the first AGM of the JMB. Then within 1 month of the first AGM, or extended time as given by director of PTG. Ini mesti apply. Kalau perlukan masa lebih, if they need extra time, they must apply for extension of time from the PTG. Okay? Within 1 month of the first AGM, there must be a handover, an official handover from the developer to the JMB. Handover means give the key to of the management office to the JMB. Give all the relevant documents to the JMB. Transfer the accounts from developer to the JMB accounts, for instance. 3 main things to be transferred, to be handed over. Okay. Then, you can see here, JMB will start to manage the strata scheme, and then at one point, the strata register book will be open at the PTG. The issuance of the first strata title will be done by the PTG. Then that is the point when initial period starts. Initial period. Okay. Initial period is this one, the definition. Initial period begins on opening of strata register, and when there are registered proprietors, excluding developer and original proprietor, who together hold not less than 25% of the aggregate share units in the development area, it ends. Okay, the magic number is 25% of the aggregate share units too. Okay, so this is the initial period is when the strata titles begin to be issued by the PTG. They issue, then the cumulative terkumpul to the aggregate share units will be calculated. Once they reach 25%, then the initial period ends. Okay, so within 1 month of the ending of the initial period, okay, the first AGM must be of the MC must be held. MC's first AGM. Okay, then who calls for the first AGM for the MC is called by the JMB, because this is the JMB management period. Okay. Then what happens during the first AGM of the MC? They will elect the management committee. Okay. So management committee comprises only proprietors. Okay. Proprietors. So that means that developers now may be excluded if the scheme is 100% sold. But if the scheme is not 100% sold, say sale is very poor, strata title still issued under developer's name, okay, developers are proprietors. So the developers can be part of the MC. So the MC here comprises of proprietors, bukan buyers, proprietors. Okay, hope that's clear. Then within 1 month of the first AGM of the MC, at this point in time, they already have their management committee, the committee yang bertanggungjawab, the committee who decides on day-to-day operation of the strata scheme. Within 1 month, handover. Again, handover. What is being handed over? The accounts, the important documents, the approved building plans, certified strata plan, the insurance documents, everything will be handed over. The keys to the management office will be handed over to the management committee. Now, this one lah, yesterday dissolves. Dissolve ni dia akan mati. JMB will be dissolved within 3 months of the existence of the handover period tu. From the first AGM tu. So this one is dissolved dalam masa 3 bulan. 3 months. So beginning from the handover is the management body in charge is the management corporation, represented by the management committee. Okay, so this is for the older developments. Now, for those projects with approved DOs after 1st of June 2015, maknanya for projects after SMA has taken effect, okay, initial period first before the vacant possession. There's a difference there, kan? Difference there, okay? Whereby initial period, like I said before, this is the definition of initial period. Initial period begins on opening of strata register. So in this case, the difference here between the old system and new system is the old system can begin with vacant possession. Then only they wait until they receive their strata titles. But the new system, the assumption is strata titles have been issued first. Then during that process, okay, they will they will deliver vacant possession. Strata title issuance comes before the delivery of the vacant possession. Now, so initial period starts. So this is the developer has to wait until the strata registered the strata titles have been issued before beginning their vacant possession. Then reaching the 25% point, okay, reaching the 25% point, they have to conduct within 1 month the first AGM. So this period, after the vacant positions have been delivered, okay, this period is known as preliminary management period by the developer. So who does the management here is the developer. So it's just a matter of a new terminology. Before that is just management period by developer. Now it's preliminary management period by developer. Ada perkataan preliminary saja, that's all. Okay, but essentially the developer is the management body for that particular strata scheme. Okay, now, so developer will start managing the strata scheme from the point of delivery of vacant possession until after 1 month of the first AGM of the management corporation MC, management corporation. So within 1 month of the first AGM of the MC, there must be a handover from the developer to the MC. Okay, I hope that's clear. So beginning from the date of the handover, management will be done by the MC as represented by the management committee. Okay. Like I said before, it looks messy, it looks hard to understand, but if you listen to me and if you don't understand my explanation now, you go back to the video after this, okay? I will upload the video. Okay, general rules, this one. What are the requirements for the proprietors to sit or to vote during the general meeting? Okay? Strata owner has the right to vote during a general meeting if he has paid all service charges, contribution to sinking fund and any accrued monies related to his parcel at least 7 days before the meeting. At my meeting last year, a proprietor deliberately didn't pay 1 month punya service charge because he didn't want to be appointed as an MC. That's up. So that's a way to escape obligation. Don't pay for 1 month, then you cannot vote. So people cannot blame you, but that's wrong. Okay, you must pay, then only your voice can be heard. Okay, so this goes for all types of strata service charges for all strata schemes. Service charges must be paid. Doesn't matter whether residential, commercial, retail, office, must pay your service charges. Otherwise, proper management and maintenance of the strata schemes punya common property cannot be done. Okay, so this one, what does this what does this refer to? Accrued monies. Service charges, if you pay late, there will be penalties in terms of interest. So this one, accrued monies or the interest in event of any denda or any penalties related to your service charges or anything else. Now, what kind of, if you break the bylaws, okay, you may incur penalties in terms of denda, in terms of denda lah, bayar denda lah, pay money kan, pay your saman, whatever. So for in this case things like buang saman merata, that's a good thing. If the management committee, okay, if the MC or MC lah, not management committee, the management corporation, if somebody catches you kan littering, not littering like apa nama tu, disposing big items, not in the place designated. Normally for condos, okay, there are two designated rubbish areas. One is for the common one, the everyday rubbish tu. The other one is big. Skip tu is the big container lah for big items such as furniture, such as old furniture, such as apa broken TVs, such as apa lagi mattresses kan. So proper place, proper place for proper rubbish lah. You cannot mix, you cannot put your big items or big rubbish in the rubbish room. You must go to the skip, to the container yang besar. It's normally downstairs, ground floor. Okay, so the first one is no, the strata, the proprietor must not have any debts to the MC. Okay, second one, anyone can only act as a proxy only to one strata owner, and the appointment must be in writing. Now, proxy means wakil, means representative proxy. So if an owner cannot be there, they decide to send a proxy, decide to send a representative on his behalf. Okay, the owner can do that, but the proxy must be done in writing, must be done through either a formal letter or an email or a form, a special form given out by the MC office, by the management office. Each strata owner has one vote related to parcel if voting is done by show of hands, and total votes corresponding to his share units or provisional share units if voting is done by poll. So cara mengundi ada dua. One is by voting, angkat tangan. The other one is by poll, whereby it's according to the share units. But for buildings that have not been constructed yet, provisional share units. Provisional means tak wujud lagi kan. Now, if that's the case, developer also has voting rights. Like I said before, if if strata titles have been issued or not, doesn't matter, issued or not. For unsold units, the developer has voting rights. Okay, so they can vote at the general meetings. Okay, next. So these are the important conditions before somebody can vote at the meeting. Now, like I said before, I'm going to save this for next week, improvements. So that's the end of our lecture today. Okay, wait, let me just shows my number. Okay, wait. Stop sharing. Okay, now baru ada chats. Okay, let me address your questions. Okay, the first question, is there any management committee under sub-management corporation? Yes. Sub-MC pun ada sub-MC, sub-management corporation have their own sub-management committee. Good question. Okay, got. Because as I said before, okay, the parcel, maybe you have a sub-MC for the residential users. Residential users, 200 people, for instance, 200 proprietors. So it's very hard for 200 people to organize or to do the day-to-day operations of the management and maintenance. So you must have a representative then in the form of a committee, in the form of AJK lah. AJK kan, ahli jawatankuasa. So sub-MCs have their own committee. Good question. Next. Doctor, for special resolution only need 75% of vote from the proprietors attend the GM. This one, you refer to the slide just now. Okay, I don't want to answer. Okay, Kayun, if there's a broken, good. Okay, if there's broken or fallen windows and accidentally hurting people, who will be sued? Bagus soalan tu. Because like I said before, in Singapore, they have what is called the window, I call it window insurance lah. In the case of the window falling off from the unit, and maybe the MC is sued ataupun the owner is sued, then they will be covered by the insurance. But in the case of Malaysia, this hasn't happened before. Hasn't happened yet. Okay. theoretically, secara teori, okay, theoretically, if a window falls from 10th floor, and then somebody was hurt by the glass or by the window pane, whatever lah. So how? Bukan who will be sued. Definitely the proprietor. If the proprietor can be traced lah, normally can, boleh carilah siapa tak ada window kan, can be siasat. How? Ikut cara mana? How? Will it be through civil punya avenue or will it be through criminal? Dia dua-dua boleh. Negligence lah kan, under tort boleh tort. So can be sued under tort. Okay. If mengakibatkan kematian, that is even worse. So it's not negligence anymore. Itu dah mengakibatkan kematian. Cause wrongful death. Wrongful death carries jail sentence. Bahaya. So not just a matter of fallen windows, but also throwing your rubbish, for instance. Itu if somebody gets hurt or somebody dies because of your action, you can the police can pursue criminal action against the perpetrator lah. Bukan proprietor, perpetrator yang buat salah tu, orang yang buat salah tu. Okay, hope that answered. Brian, Kayu mana? Kayun?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, do you prefer me to call you Kayun or Brian?
Oh, it's okay. Both also can.
Both okay. One lah, choose one.
Kayun lah.
Kayun lah, dia nak Kayun je. Okay lah, Kayun lah. Alright, anyway, senang. Kayun, good question that one. So I hope just now, the Malaysian punya strata management or strata law has not evolved yet to catch up with Singapore. I can say that lah. For instance, the sub-MC that we haven't, I haven't explained in detail. The Singapore one is more advanced. The Singapore sub-MC doesn't have to wait for the MC to have their EGM to decide to get the certificate of limited common property from the PTG and so on. They created sub-MC from the design stage. Daripada awal, from the design stage of the project, okay, the building plan application will identify which of the users or which of the blocks in the mixed development will have sub-MC. So they are more advanced. They don't wait until they have an MC and then sub-MC. No, it's just one level at the beginning, from the beginning. We don't have that in Malaysia. Okay. Dah, Doctor. Okay. Can the members of the MC be members of the sub-MC? Oh, this is advanced question because I haven't come to the slide yet. Okay. Can the members of the MC be members of the sub-MC? One of the member of the MC must be the member of sub-MC or other way around. Macam itulah. Lupa dah the word. Tapi salah seorang tu mesti jadi ahli both. Sub-MC, MC must have somebody, must have at least one person yang on the committee tu of both. Good question. Ni advance ni. I belum discuss lagi. Okay, any more questions? If not, we end now because already 1.5 hours, about 40 minutes, about 1 hour. Okay, everybody, any more questions? Clear? Now, the slide just now, the messy slide to say so. Looks messy, very good, very advanced. That one, who draws it? That particular diagram, okay, was drawn by our surveyor Wong Kok Soo. In Malaysia, there are a few surveyors, there are a few property consultants, otaimers, who are experts in strata management. Not many companies have that expertise, okay? But the people, the otai who are very well versed in SMA, STA, I can name you. One is the surveyor Wong Kok Soo. So that's why I tend to read his papers. I tend to share with you his diagrams. 2, surveyor Ishak Ismail, Tuan Haji Ishak Ismail. So surveyor Wong Kok Soo is from Burgess Rawson. Nama best kan? Nama Mak Saleh. Surveyor Wong Kok Soo from Burgess Rawson. Surveyor Ismail Ishak from IMG Global. Siapa lagi? Surveyor Azman Shah from strata, itu 3 orang at least yang sangat well versed. And besides that ada lagi lah nama kecil-kecil that I am not so familiar. But these 3 plus lagi people from HBA, from House Buyers Association, especially the Secretary General. Secretary General tu Setiausaha Agung dia, who is Datuk Michael Tang. Sangat sangat pandai pasal strata. Okay. So if that's all, we end the meeting. But I said after this, I'm going to do some WhatsApp punya activities dengan you guys, dengan you all. Boleh? You want to take photos? Tak nak. Kena. Those who just come in, after this, go to Spectrum. I have created attendance through Spectrum, okay, which I opened from 9 AM today until 9 PM, 9 at night. So meaning if you forgot to click your attendance this morning, you can afternoon, you go to Spectrum, you click on the attendance as a proof that you have attended today's lecture. Also, siapa yang miss out, katakan too fast or don't understand some parts, you can visit, okay, the uploaded video on YouTube. Yesterday's video is on YouTube now. I spent until 11 o'clock last night trying to upload, so problem. But now I know what to do with uploading larger videos. Before this, I don't know. So, do you want to take photos? If yes, show me your faces. Show video. If not, I count to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cepat. Ada orang. Okay, cepat. Okay, show your faces. Lovely faces. The faces that I will miss until next year. Hopefully, we don't have any more COVID ni. So, apa nama tu? So, not satisfying to teach like this. I prefer to be in class. Okay, everybody else, Ikhwan doesn't want to show his face. Wahidah also tak nak. Okay. Siapa-siapa yang ada, okay, on, kejap. Okay, on 3 print screen. Okay, wait. Okay, cheese. Okay, done. So I send to you now. Wait. Oh wait, before that, let me just stop the video. Stop video. Ni banyak sangat nanti besar video. Speaker view recording.